It's 2025, and this week we saw a huge jump in Linux user share on the hardware survey. What does that mean for us? Plus, a new DeckyLoader plugin brings cool new features to the Steam Deck. And Half-Life 3 is coming. What are you gonna do about it? All of this and more today. That's right, it's Steam Deck and Linux gaming news time. It's 2025. Where has the year gone? It felt like just yesterday we were staring down the barrel of a bright and shiny 2024. And, well, we're off to a bang this year as Valve has released the Steam hardware survey numbers for December. December had the highest Linux market share since May of 2024, coming in at 2.29%. We're up by almost 1/3% here. That's pretty impressive. Now keep in mind that while 2 1/3% sounds tiny, that equates to like tens of millions of people playing games on Linux. We're up over 1/4 of a percentage point here. I mean, 2.9%, that's huge. If we take a look at the Linux section, we can see that SteamOS Hollow is the #1 Linux distribution that's being used at 36.47%. Then we have Arch Linux at 9.7. Then we have the Flatpak version of Steam running at 5.73%. Ubuntu 24.04 at 4.79%, and the list goes on from there. And if we take a look at Gaming on Linux handy dandy Steam tracker, we can see that December 2024 we had 2.29% and we had 2.03% in November. Now I'm not sure why the official tracker says that we're up 0.29% when last month in November, according to Gaming on Linux, we were at 2.03%. But we can forgive that kind of discrepancy. But yeah, you can see that there's an overall upward trend here, a very stable growth. These drops here can be attributed to massive growth in China of the Steam client. There's been consistent growth, and we can see the average growth rate here. And it's only a matter of time before we really reach something like 3% or 4%. And at that point, we're talking about tens of millions, dozens of millions of people using Linux as their primary gaming operating system. And I think that's pretty neat. Now it's time for Deals of the Week, where we review some of the best bundles and sales to help you grow your library, especially if you just got a Steam Deck. After a bit of bundle lulls for the holidays, Humble is back with their communication and meditation bundle. Now this bundle is all about exploring language and having fun while doing it. First up, there's Nanotale Typing Chronicles, which is an RPG that teaches you how to type. Then Influent offers a world to explore that teaches you how to pronounce the names of objects in one of 20 languages. Plain offers you a chance to build a daily habit of mindfulness and discover the benefits of meditation. Then there's Yukinkana, which teaches you hiragana and katakana characters, and it helps improve your comprehension of Japanese. Terra Alia, the language learning RPG, will help you master a vocabulary of hundreds of words in 10 different languages. Epistory, the Typing Chronicles, is a game that strengthens your keyboard mastery as the entire game is controlled through keyboard commands. And finally, The Texorcist, the story of Ray Bibia, is a bullet hell game mixed with Typing of the Dead, and it looks pretty cool, honestly. Now you can get these 7 games for just $10 over on Humble, and if you use my link below, it helps support this show at no additional cost to you. I'd say $10 for 7 games is a pretty good deal, especially for what you get, and the chance to learn and develop your skills and your mindfulness. I'm all for it. All right, now I wanted to highlight a new DeckyLoader plugin that looks to be really neat and super useful for some folks who are more into online gaming than me. It's called PlayCount, and as the name might imply, it adds a player counter to your Steam Deck library. Now, as you can see here, this plugin pulls in real-time data from Steam's API and shows you how many players are in the game that you currently have selected in your library. But this also works on Steam store pages too. It also has some customizability, giving you control over the font size, how often these numbers get updated, and other display preferences. This seemed pretty neat when I saw it, and I was excited to give it a try. But I'd like to know what you think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're down there, why not like that smash button? It's the best way to tell YouTube you want to see more videos just like this. And did you know that I release a new video every Monday and Friday morning? Get subscribed so you don't miss those. Now, I want to thank everyone over on Patreon. You guys make what I do here possible. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to make these videos without your help, so thank you very much. If you'd like to make a monthly contribution, you can use the links below to become a member here on YouTube or over on Patreon. All right, let's get back to the news. So 2024 is over, and we now have a picture of the last year in Steam. What were you playing? What topped the charts? And Valve thankfully gives us insight into this, and we can have a look-see for ourselves. Now, topping the charts here, we have Elden Ring, number 1. It's up 3 places here over the last year. Then Balatro takes the number 2 spot on the Steam Deck, which I was not expecting. But it is new to 2024, and this is very exciting to see. It's especially exciting to see an indie game like this taking the top spot. Love to see it. And Stardew Valley, again, another amazing title. I believe it's sold over 41 million copies at this point, and it is now number 3, the third most played game on the Steam Deck. Number 4, we have Baldur's Gate 3. We have Palworld, which is a new one for 2024. Unfortunately, Palworld just got listed as incompatible, even though I believe it's still playable in some situations. But because of an update, they broke some anti-cheat or something, and now it's less compatible. Then we have Vampire Survivors, which is another amazing indie title. Fallout 4, Hades, Cyberpunk 2077, Dave the Diver, Hogwarts Legacy, and then Hades 2, which is another new title on the list. It's interesting that Hades is still beating Hades 2, but as someone who plays roguelites, Spelunky 1 I prefer over Spelunky 2, and I think it's something similar here with Hades and Hades 2. Not saying it's a bad game, just kind of interesting to see. Then Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, this, I'm surprised, isn't farther down the list because they betrayed their fans in the middle of last year. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see this towards the absolute bottom of the list of the top 100, if not even in the top 100 for 2025. Then we have Red Dead Redemption 2, which is down a few spaces. We have Helldivers 2, which is new to the list. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, which is also new to the list. And rounding out the bottom of the top 20, we have Skyrim Special Edition, The Witcher 3, Slay the Spire, and Diablo 4. So quite an interesting selection of the top 20 games on the Steam Deck. Quite a few of them were new games. I believe there were 5 new games there. Did you play any of these titles? Do you have any of them in your Steam library? Do you prefer playing some of these on your Steam Deck versus some of them on your PC? And what was your most played game of 2024? Let me know down in the comments. All right, finally, we get to the headline Half-Life 3 rumors. Now, I know, Half-Life 3, come on, it's never going to happen. People tell me this all the time. Gardner, it's never going to happen. But I mean, come on, Half-Life 3, guys, I think that it's coming. I'm very excited about it. And to close out the first video of 2025, I wanted to share something very interesting with you. It's no secret that I am a massive Half-Life fan. It's one of the reasons that I'm a PC gamer, and it's why I follow Steam Deck news so closely. We've known for a while that Valve has been working on Half-Life 3 or HLX for quite some time. However, on New Year's Eve, Mike Shapiro, the voice of Barney and the G-Man among some other characters in Half-Life, posted a strange video to Twitter. Let's take a look at this together.
Another year already. Good to see and hear from so many of you. May the next quarter century deliver as many unexpected surprises as did the millenniums first. And again, time is fluid, like music. See you in the new year.
What could any of that mean? I mean, really, honestly, that was interesting and creepy, and you know, you gotta love the G-Man. The performance of the G-Man is just so unsettling in an indescribable way, honestly. Now, I don't know what that painting is in the video. I wish that I did. But of note here are the hashtags in this post. Hashtag Valve, hashtag Half-Life, hashtag G-Man, hashtag 2025. And this isn't the first actor or voice actor to mention Half-Life on their resume. Earlier last year, we saw an actress, I'm not going to mention her name, who posted Half-Life on their resume and then ended up removing it from her resume because her website crashed, I believe, if I remember correctly. So anyway, it's very exciting. Half-Life is clearly in development, but that's not all. I mean, according to Gabe Follower, the new Half-Life title has entered the active playtesting phase. Now, let's take a look at that video for a second.
To my information, in the last few months Valve has started active HLX playtests. Now not only with people from other teams, but also friends and family members. As a result of similar playtests, the art style of Deadlock was completely reworked twice over 2 years, and Half-Life Alyx had to be delayed for a year to completely rewrite the story. It's a quite important stage for the project, cause if it survives the New Year holidays and there are no serious problems during the playtest with a close circle of people, then the development will continue at the right pace, and the announcement in 2025 may turn out to be quite possible.
And this is incredibly important because the game has entered active playtesting, where Valve is putting this in front of people and seeing their reaction to it. And, you know, Valve puts a lot of emphasis on playtesting. In fact, like he said, when Half-Life Alyx entered this phase of testing, they ended up scrapping the entire story. They rewrote it from scratch. They re-recorded dialogue and delayed the game for a year and a half or 2 years. But they kept all the environments and encounters as is. And basically what that meant is they had to rewrite the entire story around the world that they had already built, and all the levels and all the geometry and the weapons and everything they had done. Now, for the sake of us getting Half-Life 3 sometime soon, I hope that they don't rewrite everything again, but I would say that if these rumors do prove true, Half-Life 3 is very close. Now, according to reporting from Tyler McVicker, Alyx spent about 1.5 to 2 years in active playtesting before it was released. Hopefully, we're less than a year from seeing Half-Life 3 or whatever they end up calling it. But yeah, I don't know. I am super excited about Half-Life 3. I'd love to know your thoughts about that down in the comments as well. And I hope you all had a wonderful holiday and a great new year. Here's to 2025 being the best year so far. Now, I want to thank my members on Patreon and on YouTube here for making the show a reality. If you'd like to see your name listed over here, then you can use the links below to make a monthly contribution. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you guys on Monday.